Well, the story started 40 years ago, or and plus. That I've always wanted to serve a mission since I was a young girl. And so when I turned 19, I still had 2 more years to go, but I met my husband, and so I didn't want to get married. He asked me 3 times to marry him, and I said no because I wanted to serve this mission. And my mother approached me, and she just said, you need to reevaluate maybe your goals and stuff. And so I got married, and I served another kind of a mission for 40 years. But our children knew from the time they were little that that mother so wanted to go on a mission, and that the minute dad retired, that's what mom and dad wanted to do. And so that's how it all started. So there was never a question of whether we were going to go or not. It was just a question of when. And so time started to get closer to him retiring, and then there was a strong emphasis in General Conference with President Monson and Elder Bedden Holland about and about going. And President Monson in church in General Conference just got up at the very beginning at one conference, and he just said, we need many, 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 many more senior couples to serve. And the kids started calling, and mom and dad, is this your time?
This means you.
This is you. So we got the process. We had 10 things we wrote down. We sat down, we wrote down 10 things that need to happen in order for us to go on a mission. And the Lord knew that list, and almost by the order that we had written down, he checked them off, and all 10 things were done a lot sooner than we had thought. So we went a little bit earlier than we thought. It was going to take longer for those 10 things to be completed, but we feel like the Lord wanted us, and that's why everything happened so amazingly perfect, and it was just ideal. So that's how it all started. I mean, it was very at the beginning we knew that we were going to serve. So excited, couldn't wait, just anxiously awaiting to the time where we could go on a mission.
So if you ask if there was any specific preparation, probably say no. It wasn't planned that way. I mean, we're going to do this and this and go on a mission, but we're going to go. And was asked, how do you prepare? And my feeling was that if you do what the Lord asked you to do as you're serving in your life, then you'll be prepared. When the Lord asks you to do it, you can do it even if you think it's scary and maybe hard and you don't know what you're getting into. If you're willing, the Lord will help you do it. And that's what we found.
We had that, for me personally, I have lived in the Salt Lake Valley my entire life. I was 60 when we left, and so I had lived in Salt Lake Valley 60 years. I've lived in 2 homes my entire life, the one that I grew up in, and then when we got married. I had never been away from the Salt Lake Valley for more than 2 years my entire life. And so the thought of going someplace for 18 months and leaving everything that was familiar to me and everything that I knew, family and just my home, our home, everything. I mean, it was just that it was like 18 months of doing this. Can I do it? And so it was, for me, an extreme leap of faith to leave the only thing I knew for 60 years. And so we originally had signed up for 18 months. And because I figured I just need to be able to come home if I need to come home. So, but we didn't need to come home, so we extended and made it for the 2 years. But So it was a leap of faith for me to leave all of that and for such a long period of time. But best decision we ever made. So.